guys, it's me, BigFin. I hope the water is nice. I am on take 50 million because I keep stuttering and I cannot speak words, guys. It's crazy. It's like as soon as I hit record, I turn into like, I don't even know, a blabbermouth. I'm praying this is the last take because I don't know how much more I can take. My mouth is drier than the desert, which is what we're about to talk about. Actually, that's so funny. I'm barren right now. Okay. So, what I want to talk about today is trusting God in uncertain seasons. This is when your faith is tested the most, and this is when you should seek God the most as well. So, a verse that really helps me with this is Isaiah 43:19. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Bing, bing. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness, and rivers, and the desert. Tumbleweed goes by. The Wild Wild West shit. Okay. Let me read it without being goofy. Sorry. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. God is being active in your life right now. It's not something far away, and it's not something that's just only in the future. He's constantly working in you, through you, and around you. Bop it, flip it, spin it. Exactly. He's got all the bases covered, okay? So, whenever you're in a situation and you're like, I do not see a way out. Like, I feel so stuck. I'm trapped. There's people on all sides of me. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. That's okay. This is when you have to put your trust in God, because guess what? He's doing a new thing. Something that you never even thought of. Okay? He creates miracles. He parted the Red Sea, for crying out loud. We have nothing to worry about. Seek him, and you will find. Okay. So now, then we're going to go to, pretty much, he's just reminding us that he's always there. He's always with us, and we should not fear. Here I go again. I'm not redoing it. Okay, we're sticking with it. What is it? What is that thing? That's your man? Yeah, that's my man, and I'm going to stick beside him. Yeah, okay, I'm sticking beside this video. Okay, so even when you can't see it, and you can't see the direction that he's taking you, it's going to be a good place, a place of hope, love, and light. Okay? So new beginnings in hard places are going to come. So if you're in a hard place right now, your new beginning is going to be a 160. I almost said 3. It's a 180. Oh my God. Hi guys, it's me, BigFin. So whenever you feel, I'm going to continue. So whenever you feel lost, deserted, directionless, stuck, he's going to open up a way forward. He's going to shine a light on your path when it's time. So, just patiently wait and know that it's coming. And God is funny. He likes to wait until the last minute to do something, which is fine. We love him, okay? So sometimes he's already working and moving in your favor, and you just don't even know it. So you really just have to sit pretty and just be like, oh, I know it's coming. So you have to have your faith, and you have to have spiritual eyes to see him working around you. You will start to notice things, and if anything, you will feel it. You will feel more at peace. That's why prayer is so important. Okay, we're going to read some other stuff. So, y'all, I just had to Google how to pronounce this, and I kept saying it wrong. Ecclesiastes 3. Okay, I'm not saying it again. Okay, so that's the other verse that I want to read that brings me comfort too. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to tear, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What gain has the worker from his toil? I have seen the business that God has given of the children of man to be busy with. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity to a man's heart. Also, he has put eternity. Y'all, I'm not used to, what am I in school again? I'm not used to, I feel nervous with the camera on me. I do this too when I'm alone, so let me start over, sorry. Also, he has put eternity into a man's heart, yet so that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. I perceive that there is nothing better for them than to be joyful and to do good as long as they live. Also, that everyone should eat and drink and take pleasure in his toil. This is God's gift to man. I perceive that whatever God does endure forever, nothing can be added to nor anything taken from it. God has done it so that people fear before him. That which is already has been, that which is to be already has been, and God seeks what has been driven away. That was a bar or something. I don't even know if I said it right. From dust to dust. Moreover, I saw under the sun that in the place of justice, even there was wickedness. In a place of righteousness, even there was wickedness. I said this in my heart, God will judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time for every matter and every work. I said in my heart with regard of the children of man that God is testing them, and that they may see that they themselves are but beasts. For what happens to the children of man and what happens to the beast is the same. All right, and now we're on to another verse that I feel like also helps with uncertain seasons and trusting God. So we have Ezekiel 36:26. And I will give you a new heart and a new spirit I will put within you. And I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. That's beautiful. So a new heart doesn't literally mean a new heart. It's a new way of thinking. If you were thinking more negative, now you're going to be thinking more positive. If you had addictions, they will be erased. You will be thinking brand new. Your thoughts will be different. Everything will be different within inside you. If you used to be very hardened, you're going to be very soft. It's crazy. Miracles can really work. That's why you see people and they're like, I've been delivered, and I quit this, that, and the third, and my life has completely changed. That's real. Okay, so I'm going to read down here what it says. So it says, this section is among the most glorious in all scripture on the subject of Israel's restoration to the Lord and national salvation. The salvation is described in verse 25 as a cleansing that will wash away sin. All right, so I just want to give you a personal story about my life when I was in an uncertain season and God delivered me like he always does. I've been in so many uncertain seasons and I'm in one right now. But the way that I handle it now is so different than how I handled it back in 2021 or before that. Seriously. And I would say I really started to find God around 2020. That's when I really started seeking him. Okay, I forgot where I left off. Okay, anyway, so I was working at Wells Fargo in 2020. I was in the collections department, and after you do that job for a year, you can apply out to a different department. Collections was an experience, if you will. So when the year was up, I immediately started applying out. I didn't get anything until 6 months later. Yeah, so July, I can't remember the date, I think it was the 14th. So July 14th, I was able to start applying out for new jobs. I didn't start my new position into a completely different department until January of the following year. So anyway, so I got a job in the investment department, And this job, I was going to be getting paid $60K, and that was such a big, jump up from when I was in collections. I was so excited. All I had to do was pass 2 tests. I had to pass the SIE and I had to pass the Series 7. So I passed the SIE the second time. You get 2 times for each one. I passed the SIE the second time. I was so happy. I failed the Series 7. And then when I took it the second time, I thought I killed it. I'm not kidding. I thought I killed it, and I was doing so good on the practice test. I failed. And when you failed, you lost your job. So I was back jobless. Again, I was jobless in 2020 because of COVID, so that's why I say back jobless. So I was jobless, got the collections department, got the investment, and then jobless again. Like I said, multiple uncertain seasons. So I got fired from when I took the test and I failed. I called my boss and I was fired right then and there. The drive home was crazy. Let me just say that. Okay. And also a lot of other things around my life during that time went to crap. Like, seriously. It was such a hard time for me and I had nobody. So anyway, so that happened. So I was in an uncertain season during that time and I applied to over 300 jobs. I'm not even kidding. If I had my phone from that time period, I could show you because I used to take videos of all the job applications that I put. So I think I can't remember, I would have to look back. I don't remember how many months I was without a job. I was unemployed for a good minute. I want to say 2 months. It could be, you know, give or take a few weeks or so. So I did end up getting another position. So I finally ended up getting a job in the fraud department at Wells Fargo, which was honestly 10 times better than the investment department. Because I didn't have to do phone calls. And I just hated being on the phone, so in the fraud department, I was just behind the screen. It was great. I honestly didn't really hate the job at all. But I always want something different. I always want something better. I'm always just wanting to change, new seasons, whatever. So, anyways, there were times where I was like, oh my God, like I remember when I started Wells Fargo in the fraud department, when I was working there, I had no money. Like, I remember the girl training, I'm getting emotional. I don't know why. I think it's just because I'm remembering like how tough it was. I was so broke. Like, when she was training me, she was like, oh, like, do you want to go get like lunch? I couldn't even afford lunch. And sorry, hold on. I'm not gonna cry on camera. Anyway, the woman who trained me, Shamika, was the sweetest woman in the world. And she ended up buying me food. Wonderful lady. She would bring me home cooked food and stuff too. Okay, anyway, sorry guys. It was just such a hard period of my life. But listen, I got through it. And I get through everything that's hard in my life. I've been let down so many times. And I'm sure you have too. But that doesn't stop me. And that doesn't make me turn bitter into thinking that everyone is going to let me down. Everyone's going to betray me. Everyone's going to lie on me. Everyone's going to do things behind my back. No, because that's not true. There are good people out there who will not do that to you. Sometimes you have to switch your environment. You can't grow in certain places and you can't thrive. So never think that. I am never going to close my heart to everyone. I'm going to close it to the people who hurt me. Like, no one's better at removing myself from someone's life than me. If I make the decision that I'm not ever dealing with you, trust and believe I'm never dealing with you again. I love myself so much now. I'm not letting you guys abuse me anymore. You know what I mean? And I really want that for you guys too. So just know that when you're in an uncertain season, God will deliver you. Okay? You just have to have faith. And I think about it now, all the times that I was so down and out and devastated, like, oh my God, like what? Like how am I gonna make money? I made it through every time, and I wish I just would have had more faith, because I would have been so less stressed, you know what I mean? And also, there's this saying, like, don't worry about something until it happens, because, like, why stress twice? Like okay, pretty much, let's say my tires are bad. Why am I gonna sit here and be worried about my tires and, like, when it's gonna happen? And then also, when it actually happens, I'm stressed. So I'm stressed out twice. No, just, like, we need to have more faith that everything is working out in our highest good, and it always is. That investment department, I would have hated my life. Honestly. And if I would have gotten that job in the investment department, I already knew I would have hated my life. The people that were in that department were not, like, didn't really vibe with me. There was one person that was in that department that vibed with me. And it's really funny. I don't even get there. I won't even go there. But yeah, I didn't really vibe with people in that department at all. And no one from my class made it, by the way. That shit was hard. But anyways, so I just really want you to reflect on all the times in your life where you thought you weren't going to make it, there was no way out, and you did. Obviously, you're here watching this video. I want nothing but for you to have all your wildest dreams come true. And that can happen if you're following God. I'm not trying to push anything on anybody, okay? I'm just speaking my truth and what I believe. I'm not pressuring you to do anything. I'm just here. BigFin is just here in the water, swimming around. My fin is out, so if you need me, you know where I'm at. I love y'all. Bye.